And the whole agenda is to create a one world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is getting me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips.
Right, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles of GreatMillStone that rule impeccably well. And Shalom to the Arkim out there that's pushing this truth in sincerity across the four winds. Right, it's the brother Yakanan, GMS London. And I just want to get into a quick video that's basically going to be focusing on this article I've come across on ibtimes.co.uk. Now, you know, the clip I just played at the beginning of the video was from a guy by the name of Aaron Russo, which was, he was a film director, famous film director, and he had close ties, or if you like, affiliation with the Rockefellers, which is, you know, one of the major elites out there. Now, if you watch that video clip on YouTube, if you haven't already seen it, it's been out for quite a while. Most brothers have seen it. But if you haven't seen it, basically he's going into the agenda of these bankers, man. He's going into the main agenda of these bankers and, you know, the Rockefellers, you know, ultimately the Rothschilds, you know, the secret council of the wicked, the Illuminati that's spoken of in the scriptures in the book of Psalms chapter 64, which we're going to go into. But he's basically going into the agenda and it's to have everyone chipped, man. So, you know, anytime we come across these videos or articles related to the RFID chip, or, you know, any technology that's edging towards the RFID chip and that manipulation and, you know, mind control and, you know, domination of the body by Esau, then we got to report it, man. We got to make these videos because the RFID chip is predicted in the scriptures, prophesied in the scriptures. Salakia, it's prophesied in the scriptures in the, you know, the book of Revelation chapter 13, which we'll also get into quickly as well. But it's just important to know that, you know, seeing this article, I saw this article today, this is another sign of the times, man, of the times where we're about to be going into, you know, regarding this RFID chip, because it says here, scientists now able to hack into brain to control body movements. Now, with this RFID chip that the elites are going to bring in, the wicked are going to bring in, the secret council of the wicked, one of the functions of this RFID chip is definitely going to be mind control and body control, man, right? Controlling your thoughts, controlling your feelings, and ultimately just having full control of all the people that are going to be left on the earth, man. Right, that's Esau's his wicked plan that he wants to carry out upon the face of the earth, man. First of all, to get rid of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans for good, and then second of all, to, you know, chip everyone, man, with the RFID chip, you know, the mark of the beast. Everyone's gonna, you know, ultimately have that chip in Esau's eyes, man. Right, even his own people. Even his own race, the Edomites, the so-called white people, they're going to have that chip too. Because he wants full dominance and full control over the face of the earth, man. Right? That full control is not going to be given to him, man. Right? Because Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is going to stop that from happening. So I just want to read a few excerpts from this article right quick. It says, a team of scientists working on deep brain stimulation has made quite a breakthrough after developing a method to control a living, awake mouse by taking over its brain, according to a report. Now, you know, when he sort of tests these things out on animals, right, you already know that he's already tested it out on humans, man, right? What they do is they'll show you in these articles that they're just doing it to mice or whatever, you know, animals they might choose to use at that time, but really this stuff has already been tried on humans, man. There's many videos you can watch online, you know, going into, you know, those soldiers, man, that got the chip out there. There's a lot of soldiers in the US military that have actually got the chip as we speak, right? That have already got the RFID chip, that have already been manipulated by Esau's technology, right? And been turned out and been turned crazy, right? If you go to there's a channel called Project Camelot on YouTube. You know, back in the day, a few years ago, they used to release a lot of good information regarding those super soldiers, you know, that have been experimented on. They've got all kinds of chips and memory removal and, you know, thoughts implanted in their brain by way of the RFID chip, man. So that's also, you know, it's also evidence out there that, you know, these whistleblowers be telling you that these things are actually happening to people, man. Right? But this is the stuff that Esau loves to sweep under the rug, right? Because he doesn't really want it to get out in that way. He wants to control the way the RFID chip gets out there, man. He wants it to be appealing to the people, man. He doesn't want all that negative information concerning the RFID chip to really get out there, man. Right? He wants the RFID chip to be a means of a savior to the world, man, like a miracle, right? To the people, that people are going to flock to it and actually want to engage in the RFID chip, man. That's the kind of level that Esau wants to put it on, right? And it says, through the idea of controlling or hacking a brain comes straight out of a sci-fi movie and appears a bit far-fetched. The research team led by Professor Arnd Pralel of the University of Buffalo College of Arts and Sciences has confirmed its real world applicability. Right? The team even conducted a quick set of tests to ensure that their method, called magnetothermal genetic stimulation, actually invokes motor behavior in the subject's limbs. So they actually, Esau wants to eventually control your limbs, man, control your every body movement, control your thoughts, control your emotions, man, control what time you go to bed, control what time you wake up, control what time you get on his plantation, and control what time you get off of his plantation, man. He wants full control of you, man, right? The team even conducted a quick set of tests to ensure that their method, called magnetothermal genetic stimulation, actually involves motor behavior in the subject's limbs. To make this happen, scientists have had to activate neural circuits or deep brain circuits in the mice. So they took up a minimally invasive approach and modulated the activity of specific neurons by inducing specially built DNA strands and nanoparticles in the subject. Right? The process did not require implantation of any kind of device inside the mouse's body, but once the introduction of DNA strands and nanoparticles into the mouse was completed, they were able to control the subject's brain using an alternative magnetic field. So this just shows you how deep Esau is really investing into this RFID chip and this technology of mind control, man, and controlling one's limbs and body. Esau wants full control, right? But what Esau doesn't understand is really Yahweh Hashem Yahushai that's allowing him to even get this far and allowing him to carry out this research that really is just going to come to naught, man, right? Now I also want to get into the scriptures right quick. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 4. It says, who opposeth and exalteth himself, right? Talking about the so-called white man exalting himself above all that is called God, right? Or that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is a God, man. So that's what Esau is basically doing with this RFID chip. He's trying to show himself to be the Most High. He's trying to show himself to be the ruler of all the nations, and be the supreme ruler, man. Which is not the case, because it's Yahweh Hashem Yahushai that ruleth in the heavens and upon the earth, man, and that controls the thoughts of everyone on the earth and your actions, man. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is going to be the only one with that kind of control, and Esau's never going to reach that place where he's going to be able to control the people on such a level, man. Right? That's only reserved for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Right? Now this is Psalm 64, and I start from the top. It says, hear my voice. This is a Psalm of David, by the way. It says, hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Now, who's the enemy, man? You so-called white people are the enemy, man, of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? That's your prime enemy, man, right? He goes, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of workers of iniquity, man. Now the secret council of the wicked is the Illuminati, man. Now if you go to YouTube, you can see plenty of videos about the Illuminati, man. You know, the order of the Illuminati, and you know, when it was started, all the information regarding the Illuminati is on YouTube, man. Right? That information has been out for a while now. Pretty much everyone knows about who the Illuminati is, so that's not really a secret. But it also tells you in this verse that their tongue shall tell upon themselves, man. Right? They got certain whistleblowers out there, Edomite whistleblowers that have been fucked over, that actually come out and start speaking and leaking information about these guys, man. Right? But ultimately they've been exposed, you know, properly through, you know, the men of the Lord, man. Right? They've been exposed by the men of the Lord a long time ago, man. You know? Because, hey, these devils, their time is up, man. They've been exposed. And it's time now for the prophets starting, you know, with Apostle Torah down, mainly GMS, to be bringing them down, man, and exposing them to the world, man, because that's what's been happening on the highways and byways, right? It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Now, who's the perfect? The perfect, I'm talking about you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The elect of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They're 144,000, the elect, man. Right? Because that's what they're doing. Because really, ultimately, they want to do away with Israel as a whole. Right? And one of the means and methods of them doing this is introducing the RFID chip, man. Right? Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. Right? They encourage themselves in an evil matter. Right? They commune of laying snares privily, that they say, who shall see me? Right? They search out iniquities. Right? They accomplish the diligent search. And that's what Esau's doing. Both the inward thought of every one of them, the heart is deep, man. So their mind is deep into this RFID chip and into this mind control and body control and you know, ultimately world domination, man. Right? The inner thought of them is actually deep. Their heart is deep, set on this agenda to push it out there to the masses and to make it normal. Right? Esau's plan is out there right now, man. Right? And if you can't see it and, you know, add the dots together and make a perfect picture, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, then you're going to end up taking that chip in that day, man. Right? Now this is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. And that word there, mark, when you go into the blue letter, is charagma. And it means to insert something under the skin, man. Right? In their right hand or in their foreheads. And that no man might buy or sell, save that he had the mark or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that understandeth and count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, man. Right? So if you don't get this RFID chip, that technology, it's going to come to a stage where you're not be able to buy or sell, man. Which means you can't eat. Which means that you can't function and live in Esau society no more. So a lot of people are going to take the RFID chip, because they're going to be stressed out and they're going to be, you know, having lack of food, and they're going to be dying, man. Starvation, famine, right? So that's why it says he causeth them to actually take the chip, man, because these guys are going to be forced to take the chip, because they're not going to have that faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Like the elect are going to have that faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and not take the chip. Because the scriptures say my servants will eat, man. So we don't know how that's going to come about, but the Lord is going to make a means for the elect of his people to eat bread in that day, man, and to survive until Yahweh Hashem Yahushai delivers us out of that situation. So this thing is all about waiting on the Lord, and Lord willing, this not happening to you, man, and being controlled by Esau, right? So with that, I'll say Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles of GreatMillStone that rule impeccably well, and also Shalom to the brothers out there that's pushing this truth in sincerity across the four winds, man. Shalom.